Hey, light. Thomas Edison would be proud because he'd be thinking of all of the residuals he's going to get from this. Tesla wouldn't be proud because he'd be too busy working on trying to get the electricity to us free and wirelessly. But now, I have a big mess on my room, and apparently someone turned on my computer while I was gone. And amazingly, Amiibos need to use the restroom occasionally, or so I've learned today. Oh god, I have my work cut out for me. Now, it's not that I don't appreciate having light, it's the exact opposite. I'm really glad that it got done, and actually surprised it got done earlier than I expected, so I'm really happy about that. Just finding all of my figures and stuff lumped up in one pile, and then all of my electronics in the washroom. That's, because a bit of water on one of those Amiibos will totally fry its NFC circuit. That'd be wonderful. But, I can use my room again. That's more important to me in the longest run because, I got stuff I have to do. Namely, one of those will be editing this video. You want to piss off a driver in Sacramento? Use the crosswalk. So, coming out of a store, the guy coming off, going slow, stopping for everyone, that's just jumping out off the sidewalk into the street to cross. Speeds up when I'm getting to the crosswalk, so he doesn't expect someone to use the crosswalk or something. That's weird, considering how many people I see jaywalking in this city. That's... I'm not surprised that they're not used to that. But no, actually that happened twice going to the store and coming from. So, you think having some bit of courtesy and not jumping out in front of a car and using the designated crossing areas would, not get the person to honk at you when you're walking across the street in a designated crosswalk. The city's so weird. Quick follow-up to that last scene. As I'm leaving where I was parked to go to a different area, lady and her kid are getting out of the car, and kid was almost about to step more than half a foot into the lane, half of a footstep into the lane, and she saw my car coming and stopped, and just like, she didn't even have to stop for me because I was in the process of stopping for her, so it was a bit of a surprise seeing someone actually not jump out in front of a car for once. And I was waiting for them, calmly waiting for them to stop and go on, because it's like, well, they're being courteous enough to not run out in traffic, but the mom was going the other direction, so I didn't have to worry about it. So I'm glad that there are other people out there besides me that watch for traffic and are teaching that to the kids. So need more of that. And if they're out there, I hope they have a good day shopping and not too many hassles along the way. Whew. Yeah, I just got back out from going out and about. Yeah, didn't really get too much while I was out. Show off what I did pick up in a little bit, but I know I wanted to check on what the state of the Star Wars stuff was in the stores. Gone, basically. Not that surprising to me, though, given how much hype it got. Actually, a lot of the Star Wars Disney Infinity stuff are in stock too, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm not getting any of that because I'm already in that Amiibo sinkhole, and I've been resisting getting a lot of these Marvel figures, and they had a Stitch figure that I've been eyeing since 1.0 came out. So yeah, I'm avoiding getting Disney Infinity because I know that's a sinkhole I do not want to get into. But yeah, they did have a lot of like Yodas and Obi-Wans, and I'm a big Yoda fan ever since Empire. Well, since I first saw Empire, so... Well, I don't know if I first saw him, but I know that Empire... When I grew up, there were only 3 movies, so Empire was the first time you'd actually get to like Yoda. Although he is really cool at Clone Wars, so... I really can't emphasize getting Clone Wars stuff. God, they had some of the characters from Clone Wars apparently are in Infinity, so... Well, it should be pretty obvious since they're going with the Star Wars Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan, so... really almost got that, because it looked just like his model in the show, but... if they had like Ahsoka or... what's that one character, the Duros bounty hunter guy, or no, smuggler. He's a smuggler, not a bounty hunter. if they had him, oh my god, he was my favorite character. He really does make Clone Wars worth it once you get to him. He's a great character. But yeah, the Resist the Game does, and honestly, I think every other time I go to our local Toys R Us, oops, sorry for the jump cut. But yeah, every time I go to the local Toys R Us, they either have 0 Silver Mario or a ton of Silver Marios. So last time I was there, they had a ton of Silver Marios. This time they have 0. So I'm really honestly avoiding going to GameStops to look for Amiibos because I don't want to just go in there, look for those, and then leave. And boy, they had a Mario Maker demo station set up at one of the stores I went to. Never so much have I wanted to just rip the demo station out of the store and run. I can wait till Tuesday. I can wait. Maybe. Oh, really looking forward to that game. Holy crap! I mean, they showed it off at E3 as part of the Nintendo World Championships. Worlds in quotes because it wasn't even open to people from Canada. But you know, it was balanced by a pretty good show going on. But yeah, they had so seeing that and then hearing people at the convention actually playing it, and apparently Proton John just breezed through all of the Mario Maker stages that they showed off at the big tournament. Another story I heard from that is Nintendo Capri Sun did so well at Star Fox Zero it crashed the demo. That, which honestly is par for the course for him. He's that awesome of a gamer. God, and then seeing the Completionist doing Mario Maker, looking forward to that. And oh god, that's gonna be the Mario game for the longest time. I'm wondering if I can make some really cool puzzles out in it. So that's my big MO with that game. Anyway, I think I have to get some stuff started for my dinner because I'm starved right now. Making burgers. I also picked up some stuff at the store while I was out because I didn't think I had anything at home to go with the burgers. So, oh well. Back in a bit. Got 20 minutes before burgers are done. Normally, if you're doing any sort of baking, it's about 18-20 minutes per pound for most meats, depending on how much doneness you want you want on them. So, I don't normally go for super rare on mine, but yeah, which would be like about down towards the 15-minute per pound mark. Anyway, don't remember where I left off on my sketches. If we did the playing, what is this? The ogres and obelisks, or whatever, obelisks, or whatever that was that Katie Cook came up with for Shining Armor and his friends. Yeah, doing a, yeah, if this is where we left off, then this is where left off on them. All for, what's her name, Circe. Dawn more interested playing with the dragon figures. Dusk more interested in reading the game manuals. Daphne really into it, and Cupcake really liking being with Daphne. Aww. If you read the Christmas story, that's a reason why they are together. And you being the DM, because I needed someone to put in that spot. Anyway, next day was the going to the beach. Didn't really turn out as well as I wanted. It was supposed to be Twilight in a swimsuit, saying how a human-style swimsuit doesn't really work for ponies. James replying, works for me, giving the hoof up, and Twilight replying, thumbs up don't work well for ponies either. Knowing exactly what the husband's trying to do there. Next day was ponies cooling off, and for that one I did Dell stuffing her face with ice cream. Because, that's something Dell does. And Lemon Sorbet, Stormy's little sister, who's the ice cream maker of the story series, whatever, laughing and encouraging Dale to have more ice cream. Next one was Ponies on a Journey. Dawn and Dusk. Dusk having a book out all the time. Tried doing the robes off of Astrolaves, which is one of my favorite webcomics these days, just because it's really goofy and it's this really good fantasy magic comic. The last update was beyond hilarious because it's this really serious scene where a character shows up and just starts talking, but the character's on the other side of this giant Senate building. So the two that started the scene are like, I can't hear a word they're saying. It's a really good comic. Look up Astrolaves if you want a really good fantasy comic. But yeah, tried also doing Dawn's Untamed Mane a bit more. She doesn't really care about styling it, so normally it's just a big mess. And of course, Dusk having a mane style very similar to his mother's. Next one actually goes for my last chapter that I was published. It was the Sisterhood of Social, and Freya got Ray to compete with her as faux sisters, and they were allowed to compete together. And Ray had to hold back a bit because it was at the time she's pregnant finally. But Freya had a lot of fun. She got to compete in one of the big solo events on her own, and she of course won it because, you know, she's the awesome bat pony super spy. And of course, it was the theme was Pony Champion, so Freya getting winning the medal and getting applause from Ray and her mother Fluttershy. So that was all happy. And then the very last one that I did was for the theme Pony Working Out. And so I copied a scene from Tom Fox's Workout Wednesdays when he had his amazing yoga pants. Those are literally the same, almost, well, not literally, so figuratively very close to the same color yoga pants that he actually wore in those videos. And oh my god, Tom, if there's a reason to join someone in a workout, it's save him from the embarrassment of those amazing yoga pants. But yeah, so this is a bit of a fan art tribute to Tom Fox and Workout Wednesdays to go with a pony working out. And yes, he really does have those really cool tinted glasses that I'm trying to remember what the site was for it, because they're really cheap tinted glasses. Prescription glasses too. But no more left. The last couple ones were Pony in School and a Pony Graduating, and then today's finale one was any of the past themes. I wasn't really feeling into it even before, not losing one of my rooms to draw in, but I was just like feeling really meh at the time, and still sort of am. So that's why I'm not finishing up the rest of the drawings. But one person to check out is the AskChangelingPrincess.tumblr.com. That artist does a lot of really good stuff too, and his entries have been pretty good this time, although none of them involving the Changeling Princess for some reason. A bit of what I picked up while I was out, since I didn't really see anything good at the toy stores, but one of my other stops was I had to go to a bookstore because I've been mostly reading science and math, really dense science and math, this past 4-5 months, and I'm pretty sick of it right now, so I needed some fiction or some lighter science and math. I've been reading, honestly, a little bit of JavaScript programming, so very light computer science stuff. But I wanted to get some fiction or some lighter science. I saw Bill Nye's book in there. I was almost got it. I did, but it's like, for the price, I could get probably a couple smaller things. So one of the things I did pick up is some more Railgun. This was one of my favorite animes back when I was still watching them regularly. Yeah, it's so fun. I really love the series. Railgun is definitely one of my favorites, and if you read any of my stuff, you'd know that I did some of Ray's powers in my stories off of Railgun. Basically, I showed you that Sisterhood of Social bit. In that one, she used her electrical powers to launch a hay bale like a railgun. So, very Ray. I picked up some more of this. I usually find more time to do reading than I do to find watching. So the problem is, I've made a few surveys of all of my books, and those surveys have disappeared. I probably have to put one online, to be perfectly honest, and that's really me being lazy and not putting one online in the first place. I know there are some sites that do that. Sort of like how Backloggery does it for your gaming. And if you don't have a Backloggery, I recommend getting one. And if you do have a Backloggery, I'll put a link to mine in the description if I remember to. Other book I picked up was Fluttershy book. They had 5 of the main 6 individually, and then the whole main 6 as a set. I was honestly looking for the Celestial one because I heard that one's pretty good, and plus that came out while I was at BabsCon in spring, and Miss Barrow, she was reading excerpts from it apparently, and that's what convinced one of my friends that it was really, really good instead of just really good. I know that these are very simple books, and I'm going to reflect that in review once I'm done with it. But yeah, I wanted the Celestia one just because it's Celestia and show her some respect. But honestly, I didn't really see much else besides like the main 6 and books. I mean, I don't even think they had a hint of the Daring Do books there, which would have been awesome to get too, because, well, honestly, I'd go for the official Daring Do box set, where it's in like a treasure box as a jewel case style. So, but just because that'd be something fun and goofy. Still waiting for her episode. But new ones start next week, and glad for that. Oh. And that's all I wanted to shoot while I'm cooking dinner. I'm going to avoid bad-mouthing some of the other drivers and pedestrians I saw today. Oh, I really wish I had railgun's powers or accelerators powers, even more so. During some of those really, really bad driver sections. It's a place that's a really consistently bad block for any kind of driving. Oh, God. If I had an accelerator. Not because my first thought is the fact that he can control which direction your blood flows and make you a very squishy water balloon in an instant. Not that I don't really like that idea for some of these very bad jaywalkers. Yeah, I have Fluttershy nice and centered here, where I'm thinking of a guy who's clearly psychotic and using his powers on jaywalkers. Please don't use this as evidence in any future trials. Also, if this is being used as evidence in future trials, well, I at least acknowledged it, so you have your smoking gun, whoever is prosecuting me. On the plus side of having to redo my where I sit, I've redone where I sit, so I have a bit more padding now than I did yesterday. So, another thing to be thankful for. Oh crap, I don't see my DS. Oops, gotta get it out so I can play a bit. Alright, last bit of recording before I go in for the night. Or, unless I do some other recording. See, since we now got my room working again, yay! Watch some more cartoons, and if I decide to record more of them, might do my afterthoughts tomorrow. I don't know. I still have some other stuff to do, but anyway, I've been really tired and drained today because of sick last night a little. Don't know why. I went to bed early just because body was saying, "Oh, you haven't even been up 11 hours, time to go to bed." And I'm like, okay. Put on some Tom Fox to listen to while I was going to bed. Fell asleep during that. Woke up a bit later, turned it off. An hour later, still wasn't getting to sleep. Just bad thoughts bugging me, and then hot, cold, just couldn't balance it out. Then got up to try and cool myself off a bit, and ended up returning my late night snack to whence it came, or however you'd want to put that. Yeah, just I've been really drained all day. You can probably tell it in my voice a little. Just the nope. But yeah, other than that, I know my burgers turned out really good. With dinner, got stopped at the store on the way back, got some of the tortellini. I wish I could figure out how to do those ones. I'm not really good with making pastas on my own. I mean, well, making the pasta part, cooking it, that's no biggie. That's just blanching and boiling water, so, well, more or less blanching to get it right. Oof. And fun fact, while we're talking here about cooking pastas, you don't put oil in the water, because when you drain it, you're going to wash the oil right off. So if you're going to oil a spaghetti, like put a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil afterwards, wait until after it's cooked. That way, if you want that flavor, it's put on there. Salting it ahead is fine. Unlike if you're making eggs, in which case you don't salt eggs before you cook them. Knowing when to to put different things in when cooking whatever. I don't know. So yeah, drain day, tired day. Just sorry for being all tired and grumpy most of the time. But once I got back and got food, got a bit of rest. Well, not rest. So not really 100%, not even around 70%. But well, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up. Should have better content soon. So see you then.